Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel, and boy do I have some good ones for you today. We're starting with brown sugar chicken. We're going to take our chicken, put it in a Ziploc bag with a half cup of sugar. That's for 3 to 4 breasts. Now if you have more, you're going to adjust the sugar accordingly. After you've got them covered in sugar, now I do use Swerve, so you can use any sugar you prefer. You're going to wrap each breast with 2 slices of bacon and put them in your slow cooker. We'll put this in our slow cooker and cook for 6 hours on low. After that time, we're going to take the chicken out of the slow cooker and put it on a baking sheet, and then just place it under the broiler until the until the bacon has crisped up, and then you're ready to serve. I'll show you the finished plates here. I just popped a baked potato in the microwave and air fried some broccoli. Absolutely delicious, and the chicken comes out super tender. Here are your ingredients. If you watched Friday's video, you know I'm overloaded with zucchini, so I found this recipe and I thought I'd give this a try to use up some more. First thing you're going to do is brown your ground beef with some chopped onion and garlic, a little salt and a little pepper. You want to drain off any fat, and then you're going to add 1 cup of salsa and then some cumin. Now I will have all the recipes in my blog, which is linked in the description box below, so there's no need to write anything down for these. And just go over there, you'll find the ingredients. If I used an original recipe, then it's got a link to that person's recipe. If I've adjusted them and made them my own, then I just type them out. We're going to simmer this on low for 10 minutes, after which we're going to add the zucchini. We then cover and cook this for 10 more minutes until the zucchini, I'm getting tongue-tied, sorry, is tender but and not firm. This was so good. We really were surprised by the flavor of this, and the textures and everything was wonderful. I do hope you give it a try, especially if you're overloaded with zucchini like we are. But if you're not, they do sell it at the store, and it's a surprisingly delicious meal. I made brown rice to go with ours. You can serve it on whatever rice you like, or even cauliflower rice. Here are your ingredients. So for those of you that were here on Friday's video, we made this slow cooker jambalaya, and today I'm sharing that with the recipe, which will be linked on the blog. So first of all, I'm going to put in the tomatoes, and then we're going to cut up the sausage and the chicken, and I'm going to speed that up. Now we're going to add the chopped green bell pepper and the chopped onions, Now I cut mine up ahead of time and put them in the freezer and keep them on hand so they don't go bad, but they do defrost as it cooks. So I just stir it about an hour after it's been cooking and combine everything together. And now that we've got that in there, we've put in what's equivalent to a cup of chicken broth. I use the bouillon, so I put a cup of water in there and the bouillon granules. All of the seasonings will be listed at the end of this clip and also on the blog, and you just put all of those in there next. This is cooked on low 7 to 8 hours, or you can do high 3 to 4, and you stir the shrimp in at the last 30 minutes. Now it asks for frozen cooked shrimp without tails. I had uncooked shrimp with tails, so actually they didn't have tails. I thought they did, but they didn't. So I cooked those myself towards the end and then just put them in once everything else was ready. I also made some rice. You can serve this on whatever kind of rice you like. I was making it for 2 days worth of meals because I have another recipe coming up. So I used this all-in-one from Drew Barrymore, and it has a rice setting, and the brown rice takes, I believe it was 50 minutes. I did show you there on the screen. I keep it on my tablet. So now I'm going to put the shrimp in here. We'll serve it up and I'll show you our finished plates. And I will mention that this recipe had 1 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. It was spicy. Now I generally don't care for a lot of spice because I get heartburn, but I didn't get heartburn with this, and we ate it 2 days in a row and I enjoyed that spice. But if you don't, I would just omit the cayenne pepper. Now we're going to make a cheesy taco lasagna. So the first thing we're going to do is cook the ground beef over medium heat and then drain any grease. If you're using onions and peppers, you put them in with the meat. I didn't, but that's optional. I have a link to this recipe in my blog. There's all sorts of options you can use. Once your beef's brown, you're going to add 2/3 cup of water and a packet of taco seasoning. Now I have the big bottle, so I just put that in there, and you're going to simmer that for about 5 minutes. Then add anything else you're going to use. Now they had optional ingredients. I chose to use the tomatoes and the black beans, which I rinsed. We mix all of that together and leave it uncovered to simmer for about 5 to 10 minutes. While that's going, we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees and get our casserole dish ready. I chose just to foil it and put spray inside. That way I could just throw the whole thing away and easy cleanup. Now you layer 2 soft taco size tortillas on the bottom, and then you spread out your refried beans, and it said to heat those up first. It makes it a whole lot easier, and they were easy. It was easy to spread them out over this. Next, we're going to spread half of the beef mixture over this bottom layer. Next, we're going to cover this layer with some cheese. You can use any cheese you want. I just had sharp cheddar on hand, so I grated that up. Now we're going to start again with the 2 tacos. I decided I wanted 3 on this layer. I think it said a 13 by 9, and that's what I had, but the 2 looked lost. So I did 3 on this layer. You can stick to 2. Depends how you feel about it when you make it. We're spreading the second half of the refried beans over, and then again we'll put the other half of the meat and then the cheese. And then to finish it off, we do 2 tortillas. It'll come to me. 2 tortillas on the top with the cheese. Then we cover it and we bake it for 25 minutes and then take the foil off and leave it in there for an additional 10 until that cheese starts to brown. Now it's all done. We'll just let it sit for a few minutes and then we'll serve it up. Here's what it looked like, and here's a finished plate. I covered it with sour cream, guacamole, and taco sauce so you can't see too much, but trust me, it is so good. As promised, on Friday I was going to make zucchini bread, didn't get there, but I did make it over the weekend, so here we go. The first thing we do is add the flour, which is 3 cups, the salt and the baking powder, the baking soda, and the cinnamon, all in a large bowl, and that has to be sifted. Now we're going to put the eggs, oil, sugar, and vanilla together in a separate bowl, and we're going to beat that with the electric mixer. Now I will say I had seen some zucchini bread recipes that used a lot less sugar, and it was brown sugar. One as low as 3/4 of a cup. However, I didn't have any of my Swerve brown sugar, so I used this recipe because of what I had on hand. And this one takes 2 1/4 cups of white sugar. Now, I have to say it's delicious, and it's lovely and sweet, but I'm not supposed to have that much sugar. So I will be trying it again with the Swerve brown sugar when it comes in. I've ordered it, but if you can have sugar, this is a fantastic recipe. So I'm torn. Anywho, we're going to put the wet with the dry, and we're going to mix this up. It's quite a dry batter. Don't be alarmed. You add your zucchini and then fold that in, and that does loosen it up. This called for a cup of walnuts. I didn't have that much, but I did put in what I had left. Now we're going to put the mixture into 2 8x4 pans and spread that evenly, and then we're going to cook this until the toothpick comes out clean, about 40 to 60 minutes on 325 degrees. Here they are out of the oven, and then I cut one and sliced it and had some butter on it, and oh my gosh, it was so good. I hope you try it. Thank you for watching, guys. I want to wish you a fantastic week, and don't forget to put a sunshine emoji in the comments if you made it to the end of the video.